Warning: this episode of KiwiCore has mentions of violence. Listener discretion is advised.
Kennedy Space Center, humanity's gateway to the stars.
What is good, y'all? It is Handover Kadri back at y'all. Finally! My mic randomly turned off for a second. Anyways, as I was saying, welcome back finally to another episode of KiwiCore. Now, if you're wondering where the first episode went, it's on my YouTube channel at the Novine Universe. Now, I do believe I owe you guys an explanation of where KiwiCore went all this time. So, I tried to record the episode about Joshua Block World of T-shirts several times. However, Riverside, which is the program that I use to record KiwiCore, likes to mess with me. So, I haven't been able to get the Joshua Block episode out yet. But I do need to get some more information on Michael Quinn and Mr. Based to end up getting this episode out. So, no. This is not about Joshua Block. This is about Daniel Larson. Because the Daniel Larson calls from Little Sippy and Daniel have been released. And today, we are going to be reviewing these phone calls. Just a note here, there is mentions of violence in this episode of KiwiCore. Listener discretion is advised. And also, here at KiwiCore, we do not support or condone the actions of locals or members of Kiwi Farms, as this podcast is for passive observers only, and don't become an A-log and all that. So, yeah. Let's get to reviewing the actions of Daniel Larson and the locals. So, the fourth phone call from Daniel Larson and Clark. Daniel had attempted to call Clark twice on June 30th and at the end of August, but Clark missed both of those calls. But on September 7th, Daniel called Clark, and they had their first conversation in over 4 months. And his emotional tone sounded vulnerable and agitated as he talks about what is happening, saying he had been put in PC for the last few months, and they have been transferred to a different psychiatric facility. This is an unsurprising fact that no matter how much sense people try to knock into Daniel, nothing ever works. And he is still thinking about Grace Vanderwaal, despite being told in the second call that she doesn't want anything to do with him. Now, there is a recording of this call from the federal psychiatric facility. So I am going to pull up my screen. Make sure it's being shared. Yep. Let's go ahead and listen to this federal prison call.
My dog died. Kill you.
Last time we spoke to Daniel, he was jailed in a small town in the middle of nowhere. It was a tiny jailhouse with little to zero pictures online, leaving fans confused as to why he could have ended up there in the first place. Since then, he has been moved to a larger, more well-known prison. FCI Englewood, located in Littleton, a suburb of Denver, is infamous for housing notorious inmates. Daniel's arrival at this facility in June left fans wondering if we would ever hear from him again. Daniel's manager, Clark, after the transfer to Englewood, hadn't heard a single word.
Those who work here say they are at risk entering each day.
No texts, no calls, complete radio silence. Bob, another individual close to the situation, also stopped hearing from him, adding to the growing suspicion that something had gone very wrong. As more and more time passed, the group began to lose more and more hope. They feared that perhaps their last conversation with Daniel had already occurred, marking the end of an era for Daniel Larson as we know it. But then, on the morning of September 7th, out of nowhere, Clark finally received a long-awaited call from Daniel. Clark immediately returned to the Discord group with a notification of the missed call. He's back. I can't believe I missed this one. I had everything ready to record and I just slept through it. But he tried to call. This could be good. The server, which had previously agreed not to call Daniel again, quickly shifted their stance. This was Daniel's longest period of radio silence.
No, I'm in the middle of the most important call of my life right now.
The anticipation only grew. What should have been a simple task, picking up the phone and recording the call, turned into a whole saga of its own. Clark had used a specific phone for recording Daniel's calls, but that phone had been stolen. Not only was there no recording device, but they also had lost a lot of media in the process.
War is over, bitch.
He eventually came to the conclusion that the only way to record Daniel's call was to quote-unquote run upstairs and grab either his mom or dad's phone on a...
Okay, Clark, or whoever's recording, we get it. Get to the damn phone call already.
Sorry, on a day they didn't have work. Due to the jailhouse restrictions, Clark was the only one who could receive calls from Daniel. With limited calls remaining, there was pressure to make the next contact count. Fortunately, a week later, Daniel called again. This time around, Clark was able to actually capture the much-anticipated jail update.
Dang, Daniel, how you doing?
Absolutely terrible. So my lawyer, my public defender, okay, is with the public defender's office, okay, a federal public defender's office out of Denver, Colorado, and his name is Jared. He is saying I'm incompetent and I'm going to get transferred to a psychiatric facility. He's naming 5 different ones. One in South Carolina, which doesn't make sense. I'm being told I would be moving to either South Carolina or Missouri, New York City or New York, somewhere in New York, San Diego, or Seattle.
What the hell? Missouri.
Bob doesn't want me leaving the state. Okay? There's no time frame on when I'm going to get transferred. The paperwork got submitted to the court over 2 months ago. So I'm just sitting and just waiting right now.
It's terrible.
And I have a legal phone call with my lawyer today, and I am being told by Bob, and I'm also thinking that, like, why am I just sitting here? Like, they either need to get me transferred, or at this point, give me time served and get me out. Because threats, it's not like I acted on them. I was homeless and I was demanding help. So where is the actual issue there? There isn't.
You're right. They're just, they took advantage of I really don't understand either. Has McDougal even tried to talk to you since then? Or McDougal?
No, he hasn't. And he also told me, he promised me that Grace and I would be having the wedding.
Why?
Daniel still cannot shut up about Grace Vanderwaal. Holy shit. This is actually crazy. It's actually fucking nuts. Let's get back to the call.
He's promised me stuff now that is just not even happening. And then he was trying to accuse me of things that it's like there's absolutely zero evidence of.
Yeah, like the child.
The child molesting thing, which there's absolutely no evidence, so that never even went through because they just don't have evidence.
This call is from a federal prison.
And then,
Why the hell was that in the middle of it? Like, this call is from a federal prison. Like, why did that have to be entered when we already knew that? I'm pretty sure Clark knew that too, so why did an automated voice have to say it was already from a federal prison? Just confused about that. Let's get back to the call.
also, they were trying to accuse Bob of raping me.
What the hell?
Yeah, they were trying to straight up accuse Bob and then lie to me just to get Bob arrested for sex crimes. Like, if you are going to continue to do that, there's going to be further issues.
Ooh.
Because it's straight up just like not okay. You know, especially if they're saying it happened to me, and I absolutely know that is false information that they're saying is just ridiculous.
I mean, they're just. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't arrested me and other people and tried to accuse me of things.
Right.
Why did that? So you got? So all of July you were in the SHU, right?
I was in the SHU, yes.
The SHU, Special Housing Unit for high-risk inmates.
All of July. Pretty much.
What happened? Did someone try and fight you? You said
somebody was trying to fight me. People were calling into the jail, apparently, like, to the actual facility, sending threats to me. And so I was getting pretty much attacked for people calling in. And I'm like, guys, I'm famous. It's not my problem. There's nothing.
Famous, Daniel? More like infamous. You barely have any followers on TikTok. Jesus, Daniel. Fuck.
I can do.
Dang, so then did they put you in protective custody?
I've been in protective custody on 22-hour lockdown a day for over 2 months now.
Jeez.
Going on 3 months.
What do you do all day?
Either sleep or just read books. And people are still saying I don't know how to read books when I do. So that's another thing that's pissing me off is people are accusing me of not knowing how to read, and they don't even know if I can or can't.
What?
So they don't even have a say.
The cops were saying that, or the inmates, or just
everybody?
Jeez, yeah, that's.
And then other people inside the jail, inmates and COs, keep coming up to me joking around about Grace, saying, "Oh, I'm in contact with her now. I'm dating her."
Jeez.
And all that's doing is that's getting me angry. You know, it's okay, do you have their number? Because I have their number.
Ooh.
I'm not, I don't have it, straight on me, but it's in my legal discovery. It's just blocked out. You know what I mean? I have more than enough proof right now. I'm pretty sure you don't. And they're just creating all these random arguments with me.
I mean, they can look you up and see that you're in there for huge charges. Those people are probably in there for the jail you're in has a lot of pedophiles and stuff, like that Subway guy.
Right. But the thing is, my charges are not that big.
Exactly.
If you really think about it. They're small compared to a lot of these other people.
True. It's true.
I'm basically right now just serving time. That's all it is.
What books have you been reading? Did you get it from commissary or something?
No, there's a library here. I got a bunch of, 2 or 3 books. I've been reading fairy tale stuff, vampire stuff.
Oh, that's good.
But anyways, apparently Bob is all pissed off about what's going on with Grace. He's like, okay, so we know that Grace is involved. Why not helping? Like, why is she not getting you out? You know, like, she's a millionaire. She should be able to just, you know, get you right out and get you on the record deal. Why is she not helping? He's pissed off, and I probably shouldn't say this because I don't want to piss you off, but Bob is at the same time kind of upset at you.
This call is from a federal prison.
You got me in contact with the other person who claimed to be Grace, right? We know that. You got me in contact with the person claiming to be Tina and the person claiming to be Grace. I don't know right now if that was real or fake. But what I do know is when they told me that they were in contact with the FBI, okay, one thing I can confirm is what they were saying is true in my legal discovery.
That's true. Yeah, your legal discovery. I haven't been able to see that, but
Right. But my legal discovery straight up has conversations with the verified Tina, Grace's mother, where it's straight up talking about being in contact with me and saying Grace is not dating you, she's not aware of you. But then what I find weird is there's a straight up letter that got sent to the homeless shelter where it straight up is from the real Dave. And Dave, as we know, was wanting the relationship and the wedding all along. He has no problem with it, as we know, right?
Yeah, I mean, assuming so, yeah.
Right. And so the thing is, he is the one that apparently sent the letter. And now they're all saying, including Grace, that none of that ever happened.
Jeez.
And there's like literal proof, like it came from their address. So who here is lying?
It's all confusing. And then
Whoever this Grace is, which is, from my understanding, the real Grace, is in my legal discovery, which straight up, it's the same stuff that you were saying when I was in contact with you prior to my arrest. So the information I'm being given, right, is making me sound crazy. And
this call is from a federal prison.
It's pissing everybody off. You see what I mean?
yeah, I mean, then they keep pushing back your trial.
And they keep pushing back my.
I think they're pushing back his trial because of his incompetency to stand trial, like with how mentally unstable Daniel can be. Just putting in my thoughts out there in the final minutes of this call. Let's finish it up.
My trial. So who is doing that? You know, like at this point, I don't know why I'm not just out, you know, and they get me housing, you know, like wherever I'm supposed to go.
I mean,
you know?
Biden did drop out of the race, so it is Kamala now. And I don't know if you heard, apparently there were like Venezuelan gangs coming to Aurora, Colorado and like taking over apartments and stuff.
I heard about that. That's true. That's what's going on. I mean, what could also be going on too is, I mean, all the shootings and stuff.
Yeah.
They could be just saying threats are just one step away from the actual doing. The thing is, I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Daniel!
I'm not going to just act on it. I was demanding help, and I even have proof in my legal discovery of me demanding help, going to hospitals. Nobody once ever did anything. Now they're doing kind of the same thing, but just holding me here. When are things going to progress and actually get better. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
And I'm guessing, do they not have tablets in this one like that other?
No, but anyways, I gotta go.
Okay.
Our time's almost up.
Okay.
I'll have to call you back.
One more thing. Try and write down some lyrics, because next time we call, maybe you can like sing over the phone or something.
I don't know. We'll figure something out, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye.
All right.
All right, and that is the end of that final call. So Clark has not heard from Daniel since this call. So maybe who knows? Someday we'll be able to hear from we'll be able to maybe hear a call. Before we get to the Little Sippy phone calls, I just want to add that he is moving to Springfield, Missouri this month, Daniel, and he will be reevaluated for competency to stand trial in April of 2025. And now he is being tried for only 3 of the 7 original counts. So another charge since the last episode has been dropped. Now, let's go over to the next call. The call from Little Sippy. I'm opening, screen sharing my... Okay, let's go ahead and play Daniel Larson call number 1. Daniel Larson called me from federal jail.
Call. This call is from
Daniel Larson.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello, this is Daniel Larson.
What's going on, Daniel? How you doing, man?
Hi. I'm doing okay. My lawyer hasn't been getting back to me at all. I haven't spoken to him since early August.
Okay, I was looking on Pacer, and the prosecution has filed a new thing in your case, a new document in your case that says you'll probably be in Springfield by December.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And also my lawyer, for some reason, has been, like, the last time I talked to him, which was early August, right? He told me that I was never in contact with the...
Okay, I just have to point this in there. Why does he have 2 Sonichu medallions? And it looks like they're not even the Geno versions. They're just like, they look like they're actually made by Chris themselves, which is actually crazy. Anyways, back to the Little Sippy first phone call.
Vanderwaals or the label, which is false.
You said
Because I was in contact with Grace before and her mother.
so. You said that there's something in your discovery for your legal cases confirmed that you were talking to the Vanderwaals or something.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's confirmed, and there's even conversations in my legal discovery over social media where Tina has admitted to talking with me, which is true, where she's told me to stop listening to the trolls. The issue is, well, I was homeless, right? I had to make my own living. I had to try to survive, and it became a survival thing where I was trying to, like, literally stay alive. And my own family, was manipulating financials. They were telling me to cut ties with Tina, and I accidentally blocked the real Tina, not the impersonators. I accidentally blocked the real Tina, and I lost contact altogether. When I tried to regain contact, I couldn't. You see what I mean?
Yeah. What people? So what?
Big issue is, so Tina wanted me to cut ties with Grace and stop talking to the impersonators and only talk to Grace. And what Grace was doing was she was getting me in contact with her management behind Tina's back. And so Grace got me in contact with everybody. You see what I mean?
Okay.
And then somewhere along the line, when Tina found out, because I reported it to Tina that Grace was actually in contact. Once Grace's mother found out, then Tina started having full-time contact with me.
Wow. Okay.
And then they were saying that I needed to have 5 songs, an EP, before I can get the label deal, which is supposed to be $35 million or $36 million. It was supposed to be record-breaking deal for 2023, but my family kept saying it was fake and wasn't real. And I tried to get help. That's why I was going on the M1 holds. Okay?
Yeah.
The M1 holds were calling, everybody at the hospitals were calling my family, telling them they needed to get me housing. They've refused, and I was put right back on the streets.
Okay.
Well, all this was going on, law enforcement got involved and started telling me I was not in contact with Tina and to block Tina again. And it became a war of who I was in contact with. And so I made the threat, which is why I'm here in prison, in jail. I made the threat to try to put an end to everything and drag everybody into the situation so I can handle things legally.
Yeah, I know that you were emailing me last night talking about when you're going to have a trial. You do understand that you have to, like, they've said you're incompetent to stand trial, and they'll probably hold you until you're competent. You got to kind of put on an act. If I were you, I'd kind of try to put on an act and, act as normal as possible to try to for the psychiatrist to say that you're competent, so you can just go ahead and take a plea deal and get out. Because
yes, which is actually weird because nobody's telling me why I'm incompetent. Like, nobody has been telling me anything. They've been saying that I've been doing things very well and I shouldn't even be in custody. That's the word from the jail.
Do you have any
psychiatry?
Do you have any idea how long you'll be in Springfield? Are they going to hold you indefinitely until they say you're competent, or what?
That's what my lawyer is shooting for. He's saying that they're going to try to make me competent. I never even knew what Grace was even saying behind the scenes, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I figured that Tina was going to try to...
This call is from a federal prison.
I figured that Tina was going to try to stop Grace from having contact with me.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
Well, just as you should probably just not mention Grace or Tina to any of the psychiatrists, because I don't think that's really going to help your case.
I don't think it's helping either.
Yeah.
Like, I asked my lawyer for verification on if it was really the real Tina.
He said no?
And he said no.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird because it's confirmed that, yes, it was actually them. And I'm not saying that there was a fake involved, but what I'm saying is that I was definitely at one point in contact. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
and that's what I needed to clarify. Now that I've clarified that, now I'm concerned about how I can make things better, and everybody else is just going backwards.
Say on the phone, because they could get you in trouble. I'm going to send you that. Have you got the most recent document that was filed in your case, the prosecution's document? I got it packed up, and I was going to send it to you if you haven't already seen it.
I do not. I do have my legal discovery from before I got arrested, but everything after, like conversations and everything after I got arrested, I don't have information on, so I don't know what is being said now that I'm arrested.
Okay, so you don't have any of the new documents that have been filed. I already have the one packed up to send to you, the most recent one filed by the prosecution that kind of details the timeline of when you're going to go to Springfield. But what I want for you is I want you to get out, and I don't want you to sit in Springfield indefinitely. So, there's the old saying, you fake it till you make it. You just got to, realize what makes you sound crazy and not say that, and just fake it until you can be found competent, and then just, take a plea deal. And you've already sat for a long time. They'll probably just give you time served.
Right. And my big fear is I'm afraid that I'm going to have to plead guilty, because the thing is, if I plead guilty, then I don't think I can be with Grace.
Well,
and I think
why do you think that?
Delusional, Daniel! Fuck! You're not gonna be with Grace! Holy shit, Daniel! You are delusional! Back to the phone call. Damn.
If you plead guilty, you might be able to get just time served. You might just be able to get out, but you have to before you can plead guilty, is what I'm saying.
Right, and I'm not saying I'm going to be facing a long time or anything, but I would plead guilty to a felony because I'm in the feds.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying?
But how does it affect?
Grace wants me to travel with her. She goes to London all the time. She goes to Paris. And there are certain countries, if I have a felony, I cannot go to.
Yeah,
and Grace has friends in those countries.
Yeah, there's certain countries. Yeah, I think you can go to London. I think the only main country you can't go with no felony is like Canada.
And Canada's a big one. I think her label's out of Canada, Columbia Records.
So if you,
I think it's out of Canada.
So if you do,
so there would be conflict there.
So if you do end up being found competent, you're going to try to go to trial and beat get a not guilty verdict on the allegations?
That's what we're trying, and my lawyer has told me that we're trying to get a not guilty. He thinks I'm a victim of the case.
Okay.
As far as trying to make everything work with the Vanderwaals, that's what I'm concerned about now. Because I told my lawyer I'm not going to plead guilty, and I'm not going to even make a decision until I know what's going on with Grace. And unfortunately, the way things are going with my family and the way things are going in my life at this time, I'm thinking about just cutting ties for my safety with my family for the time being.
With Bob and them?
Yeah, because Bob is not helping when I was on the streets. I don't believe he will help once I get out. I don't think he cares about my career. Same thing with my biological dad. And I think as far as my career goes and legal stuff when it comes to my publicity, I think that the Vanderwaals can...
This call is from a federal prison.
The Vanderwaals and her label could definitely help with that and keep me safe.
Okay.
And I
you gotta understand that there's a lot of trolls who pretend to be Bob. So, are you actually talking to the real Bob, or are you just talking to the trolls that want to mess with you and pretend to be Bob?
I'm talking to the real Bob.
Okay.
It's verified with my lawyer, and I even know his home address. So
and he's not trying to help you?
He's not. He thought that Grace was fake all along, and that I was never in contact.
Are you still friends with Clark?
I'm trying to be friends with Clark, but he's flip-flopping on a lot of information.
Yeah, I guess the feds are investigating him too. It came to his work. I wouldn't care if the feds investigate me. They already are, but yeah, I guess he's being scaredy. But yeah, I
don't care about the feds too. I'm not scared of them. Like I said, I'm more scared from a legal perspective of trying to make everything work, because I made the threats because I wanted things to work, and I was aware of all the drama and the trolls, and I needed security because I should have had security all along, especially bodyguards. Fans were actually coming up to me in person.
Yeah, I know you've been dealing with a lot of harassment.
What am I going to do once I get out?
Yeah, a lot of harassment, but you don't have any idea when you'll be out?
I don't. My lawyer is saying, last I heard, that I'm going for 4 months, and if I get found competent, then I'm going to trial. So he says my trial could be sometime next year. but this is the first time I've heard of Tina trying to stop Grace, and I would like to know more information on that, but I am concerned that things aren't going to work out because I also know that most of Grace's songs are about me. I've been listening to a lot of her songs. So
okay, yeah. Well,
anyway, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you that paperwork. I already sent you some pictures of Billie Eilish, Bad Baby, and Flo Milli. And actually today the pictures of Grace, JoJo, and Emma came, so I'm gonna get those to you too. And you still on 23andMe on PC?
Yeah, I'm still on PC.
Okay, you gonna call back?
I'm gonna call back. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Margo, I'm praying.
Okay. I don't know why that video just randomly started playing, but hey. That was the first phone call That was the first phone call from Little Sippy to Daniel Larson. And yeah. The next one is Daniel Larson call number 2. Daniel Larson says Trump picked him as vice president. Let's go ahead and watch this phone call. This one's going to be a doozy.
So we can
Yeah, so apparently I'm still learning this, but one of the correction officers came up to me here at the jail and talked to me about how Donald Trump wanted me to be his vice president because if he becomes...
There is no goddamn way he is actually that fucking delusional. Like, if Daniel Larson was vice president, I'd pack up my bags and move to fucking Canada. But anyways, enough ranting. Let's get back to the phone call. This is going to be a doozy of a phone call.
President and I'm vice president, he can make it legal for...
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
This call is from a federal... You will not be charged for this call. This call is from...
Daniel Larson.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now.
Hello?
Hello?
What's up?
Hey, so, I called back.
Hey, yeah.
Anyways, what I was going to also, because my lawyer, like I said, is not getting back to me at all. So I don't know what's really going on with the case or like anything like that. But my, I guess, family friend, his name is Bob, who I've talked about on my media a lot. He was paying for a bunch of hotel rooms, right? And so like he's manipulating, right, a lot of my finances, which is why I was homeless. And he was also trying to control like everything I did as far as the type of music I wanted to do, which I did, like the types of songs that I want to do, but like some lyrics he wouldn't want me to put in, whatever. And it kind of, all this issue that I'm in is partially because of him. Like, it's been confirmed that I am the victim in the case. And at this point, I'm waiting on further information as to, like, what's going to happen with the case. I don't know why Tina is so angry or upset at Grace trying to admit that, like, she's in love with me and how she's been in contact. Which, yes, I did make the threats, and I admit to that. I've already admitted to it, so it's no big deal. But I wanted to make it clear that, yes, I was in contact. And I want to make sure that, like, because I've already talked to Clark about it, because it is causing issues. And I've stopped contact with trolls, and I want to make that clear. Anybody who's trolling, I have to cut ties.
Yeah, what if the troll's been trying to say are the trolls just basically saying that you're not in contact with Grace, he doesn't want you and all that?
Yeah, they've been trying to say that I'm not in contact, including like law enforcement. Law enforcement, including my lawyer, has been trying to turn me against Grace.
Wow.
Yeah, so my own public defender is on purpose trying to turn me against Grace and trying to say that I'm not in contact when I've been fighting my case, like arguing over the phone with my public defender. Like, look, I have been in contact and I don't care what you're saying because my legal discovery proves, and I'm going based off my legal discovery. And it's actually shocking that I hear that Grace was live and that Tina told her to stop because she needs to get it heard. You know, Grace, if she cares about me, she needs to speak up.
Yeah, I understand. So with PC, do you only get I don't know, one hour out of the cell a day? Are you on 23 and 1?
No, so I'm going to be honest about this. I'm out like any time, but there's no time frame.
Oh.
So like, no, like I could be out today at this time, and tomorrow I might not get out at all. I could be out all day, or I could be out just morning for like an hour, or afternoon for an hour, or even 30 minutes. Last week, I was on lockdown for 100 hours straight without getting out.
Do they have tablets or anything for you?
They have tablets, but you have to buy them, so I went ahead and bought it for $150.
Okay, that's good.
So at least I have that, which I had to lie about to my family just to get them to put money on my books for it because they wouldn't do it otherwise. But I've been at least having that. But like,
this call is from a federal prison.
Like I said, I was on last week, every single day last week, on lockdown all day long. I never once got out of my 6-foot cell.
Do you have a cellie though?
I have a cellie, and he's great. He sleeps during the day, so I'm kind of by myself. But
does he know you're famous?
He does, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he also knows that, like, he apparently knows Grace because he watched America's Got Talent.
Oh, wow.
One of the bigger issues that's been going on here at the jail is a lot of these correction officers, they follow me on social media. So there's issues going on at the jail just because I'm so famous. And people don't want to admit that I'm famous. That's another thing.
What are the issues?
Well, apparently there was camera footage from inside the jail. From inside the jail unit leaked on the internet. And my lawyer, like my public defender, admitted to actually watching the live stream. Like he didn't care. Like he was like, hey, I'm watching your live stream right now of you in jail. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That is... Like
you're not caring about my case and you're just watching the live stream? Like what?
That's crazy.
And then apparently what I do know is Grace ordered the psych eval.
Wow.
So Grace is
the
the one who ordered it. It wasn't the judge. Grace apparently, well, Tina got notified that I got arrested.
So Grace is involved in the court case now?
She's apparently choosing to be involved, and her mother, I guess, is now trying to take a step back. Like, oh, we shouldn't be involved. It's too much. But the thing is, they've kind of exposed themselves for being in contact. Huh. And my own family is like, well, we want things to work out. We want you to be with Grace. We didn't know you were. We thought you were lying. And now I'm kind of the monkey in the middle.
I understand that.
It's very crazy. And, I could see that Tina is upset that I made the threats. But I couldn't just let things escalate further.
You had to make the threats to get attention and help.
Not attention, but I had to
Call attention to your problems.
Yeah, and I guess put a stop to everything to where it's like, really, like I'm going to sacrifice my life for this relationship to work because I'm tired of all the drama and trolls. I need to know the truth so we can make things work. That's what my mind was thinking.
Well, Grace is your relationship with Grace, is that important to you?
That it's that important that like I would sacrifice my career for it, and I don't think that Tina sees that.
Okay.
And that was my mindset.
So why does Tina hate you so much? What is her problem?
Well, Grace and I, right? Even though she was 18, we always Grace would call me at work while she was on the job. Okay, Grace would call me. I don't know what was going on. I don't know how much it was affecting her job or what. I know that there were issues with the label. Just, because I couldn't verify I was in contact. There was a lot of things going on as far as verifying if it was really them.
Okay.
Grace would say that like she couldn't verify because the label wouldn't let her, and then she was like, well, the label doesn't want me in contact, but I'm choosing to be in contact anyways because I love you. And she would also speak in like an actual British accent, which
is she British?
She admits in one of her songs.
This call is from a federal prison.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like I knew that because I was listening to her music long before I was even in jail, knowing things because she was leaking information in all of her songs.
You said her songs are about you?
Her songs, like, if you really listen to it, Lion's Den, Daniel and the Lion's Den, if you know the Bible.
Yeah. It's not about the Bible, it's about you?
It's apparently about me, and Grace also.
Volume warning. Holy motherfucking shit! Fuck, Daniel! Oh my! How delusional fucking are you? Holy shit! Damn it! Back to the call! Damn it!
Also told me because when I was younger, I had a leaked. Well, there was like a video I didn't know that was recorded while I was in the restroom in the shower, and it got leaked online.
From the jail?
And Grace's, no, just at my own house.
Oh, okay.
Foster. And it got leaked on the internet. And from my understanding, Grace made the music video, which she was trying to make it clear that, yes, she was in contact and knew about it. And then Grace also was like, I want a man who can shower. He wanted to make sure I showered. So I do believe that Grace was a big factor in a lot of it and a lot of my publicity. And I'm not 100% sure if it was an impersonator, but I know that like it got to a point to where she was demanding just pretty much me go live anytime, really, just because we needed the publicity so I could get off the streets. And then, which didn't help my mental health.
So what was it that you emailed me about? You said something like Biden wants you to be vice president, or so he can lower the age?
So apparently, I'm still learning this, but one of the correction officers came up to me here at the jail and talked to me about how Donald Trump wanted me to be his vice president, because if he becomes president and I'm vice president, he can make it legal for me to be vice president at my age.
Wow. So
Similar to what he's doing with this felony thing that he had. He can make it legal.
So has that hit the news? Is that on the news that he wants you as vice president?
I don't know, but I've had one of the correction officers, like I said, come up to me talking about it, how they heard about it on the news.
Wow.
And I said I denied it. I didn't want to because I knew that it would be too much at the time, because this was back in 2023.
You think you could
when
handle?
He was first starting his campaign.
Do you think you could handle being vice president now?
If I knew a lot of information, yes. But the thing is, I've learned over time, just with my current case that I'm facing, I don't always know a lot of information. So I have to investigate things myself. I have to make a lot of guesses, whether it's right or wrong.
But being vice president would get you out of jail, wouldn't it?
It would get me out of jail.
Yeah. Okay.
But the thing is, I can't, I'm kind of in a situation where I'm kind of, finding out that almost everything was true. But anyways, time's almost up. I will try to call you when I can.
Maybe tomorrow? You think you'll be able to call me tomorrow?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll get those pictures sent off to you. Who are you going to vote for this year, though? Trump or Kamala?
I'm not voting because I am in custody. I can't.
Oh.
They're not doing it.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, talk to you soon, man. Stay calm.
All right.
All right, and that's the end of the second phone call between Daniel Larson and Little Sippy. I mean, it's actually crazy how he thought Grace Vanderwaal's song was about him. No, it was not. Like, that's actually crazy. He literally took, like, a biblical story and made it all about him. That's, like, actual blasphemy right there. But anyways, there is one more phone call between Daniel Larson and Little Sippy that has been released. This hasn't even been out for 24 hours yet. Ooh, excuse me. And we are going to be playing this phone call. Enjoy.
Time. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press 7. To reject, you may begin speaking now.
Hello.
Hello?
What's going on?
Hey, so what did you find out?
Find out about what?
Your email that you sent me this morning told me to call back and that you found out new information.
About Grace?
Yes.
That wasn't this morning. That was the old email from yesterday morning. But I don't have new information on Grace. But I do have information that so basically these you know that your music has been all over the radio, right?
I did not know that it's all over the radio, no.
They've been it's not just the US. I guess they've been playing it even in like China and places like that. But especially the one song, what's it, Roaring Thunder?
Yeah, I know.
It's all over the radio. It's all in the clubs and stuff. And basically these, I don't know why, but I'm getting a lot of feedback. It's my voice is echoing on the phone for some reason, but I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but there's these very famous rappers called Chief Keef and Lil Durk, and they just went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they basically said how much they want to collab with you. They want to do a collaboration, like an EP. Chief Keef, yeah. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I used to have contact with them.
Really?
So that confirms things even more. That's crazy.
Well, they said they basically went on Joe Rogan and said they want to help you. Ever since King Von died, O Block has been so poor, and they say they want to collab with you to help save O Block, and at the same time, you know, Chief Keef is connected with Donald Trump. Chief Keef performs at Trump rallies. I don't know why. I guess to try to get the younger vote.
Yeah, that explains the Donald Trump situation because Chief, you're right. He performs at the Donald Trump rallies.
Yeah. So basically, on the podcast, like they were saying that they want to collab with you. They want to hop on a remix of Roaring Thunder, and they also want to do a collab album, but they can't get in contact with you to get the permission to do the remix and to get you on the collab album. And they
right, because I'm in jail.
Yeah, but I would think they would be able to get in contact with a manager or something. What label are you signed to?
So right now I was supposed to be signed with Columbia Records, but I'm in here on threats, and I also made threats towards their record label.
So they dropped you as a client?
Yeah, because I never actually signed a contract. Grace was signing, I guess, the contract on my behalf because I asked her to, but I didn't know if it was actually done yet or not, because I was told by Grace I didn't need to sign a contract since I was dating her. It's automatic.
But has Grace been in contact with Chief Keef and Lil Durk?
I don't know. Since I've been arrested, I have not heard any information, and my lawyer, like I said yesterday, has even told me that I'm not in contact with Grace. I'm not dating her. My lawyer is trying to turn me against what is going on. So I don't know. I knew that my song Roaring Thunder was on the radio because I heard it one time on Denver radio station 101.1, which is like...
This call is from a federal prison.
It's an iHeart radio variety station. I've heard it one time this year on there. And I also heard Grace on there doing, I guess, something where she was talking about a collaboration.
Okay. But you haven't talked to Grace since you've been locked up this time?
I have not spoken to Grace in probably around a year, maybe more. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to get confirmation on who was who.
Do you think she's kind of over you at this point, or what do you think's going on?
I don't know what's going on with my lawyer.
I'm talking about Grace. Is Grace still in love with you?
Yeah. So Grace was, back when I was in contact with her mother, Tina, Grace's mother, told me to stop contact with her daughter. And I said, do you realize that Grace has been in contact with me all along? And Tina said, well, okay, Grace is with me right now. Let me check. So she checked with Grace and found out that it was actually true. And then at that time, I've been in contact with Tina on and off ever since.
Yeah,
until I got arrested.
Yeah, they've been really putting Grace's name through the dirt for, I guess, because they're jealous. I think they're mad that you're famous and that Grace is in love with you, and that they're not famous and they don't get any girls. But they've been really trying to make up bad rumors about Grace, saying she's a white supremacist and just crazy stuff. And it's all.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot as well about like other controversy going around that, but it's confirmed it's not true. So
okay.
But anyways, I appreciate you letting me know that. Do you know what time or like estimated like what month it says I'm supposed to get transferred?
Yeah, December.
It says November?
No, December.
December.
That's just the estimate. That's what the what's it called? Like the stuff that the documents the prosecution has filed. So like I guess the psych ward part of MCFP Springfield, like they only have a limited finite amount of beds. And I guess they're full right now, and basically, like, based on how many people are leaving right now, they estimate that, like, you're on the wait list, and they estimate that, like, your spot in the wait list will to be transferred will be in December, but it could be earlier, it could be later, just depending on how many people get transferred out of Springfield's psych ward. Or it's actually like a prison, but it's a psych ward within a prison. So it could be earlier, it could be later, but the estimate that the prosecution gave was December.
Right. Okay. And another thing is, so my lawyer, my public defender, told me that I don't have to necessarily get on medication if I don't want to. There's like other resources and classes I can take that will count towards my court.
Well, yeah, that's probably true, but don't you? If you get on medication, it would probably look better for you to be found competent.
Right. I was actually on medication on and off when I was making a lot of the threats. So that was not, like, the medication I was on is a big factor on why I made the threats.
So do you think that it's you were just on the wrong meds, or open to taking different meds?
I don't think it was on the wrong meds. I think that like there's certain medication where it's like it tries to slow down my mind racing. The issue is if my mind slows down too much, then I just can't think at all. I can't even perform because I can't think. And then there's other medications where it's like a mood stabilizer. But the thing is, if I can't feel my feelings, you see what I mean? Then I'm not happy.
What about any? Have they put you on any antipsychotics?
No, they haven't, and I don't even know if my medication or my health will even work with those because I've never been asked anything about it.
Okay.
Like I've been.
You might want to talk to them about antipsychotic medications. That might be a better fit than the mood stabilizer.
Okay. All right, and then also, I guess my lawyer, my public defender, nobody is telling me why I am getting transferred. Like, as far as the psych eval, I knew that, but like, as far as what's going to make me competent, nobody is telling me, and like I said, nobody's talking with me about my case.
On GDN, man, this be slap. Hey, Dana.
Okay, so basically the rest of the call is pretty much Daniel Larson reiterating the same Grace stuff, so nothing of pure interest. But alright, that'll do it for this episode of KiwiCore. Thank you all so much for joining in. As always, stay tuned for more podcast episodes and go to solo.to/Nova Online if you want to see all of my other socials. My Cash App is Nova Online 1 if you want to support KiwiCore. And that will be it. I will see y'all next episode. Peace out. Let me just take care of some stuff first. Alright, peace out. For real this time.
Kennedy Space Center, humanity's gateway to the stars.